Welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind with your hosts, Jay Harmon and Sally Barnard. Jay and Sally have always wondered what the inspiration is that drives others to create and express their art. Inside the Artist's Mind will dive into the mind of the artist and teach us more than we ever knew. Enjoy the show!
Hi, and welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind. And this is a show where we talk about things that are with people who are creative and who like to create things and what they create and how they create it. And I'm Jay Harmon, and this is
Sally Barnard.
and Sally Barnard is my co-host. And we are really happy to be with you today, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. I know we are, because
We have a special guest, right?
we do. We have somebody
There's
who
two special
I'm
guests.
sure if you've been following our show that you will know our guests here today. So our first guest is going to be none other than Freddie Santori.
How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing good.
And I have my my sidekick here, Danielle. I
Hello.
wanted to take this opportunity on your show. You know, we just finished the midday show. We actually have fun doing it. But I wanted to bring Danielle on to have this experience because Danielle is one of the few people in here that has a different vibe to what we do. She's really in tune with editing and filming and set design, a lot of different things. And she's contagious. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a good way. And I wanted to take this opportunity to give her an opportunity to explore and talk about her personality, talk about the changes that she's had since she's come here, talk about the ideas of which direction she wants to go. She was actually talking to the Impulso Latino team earlier before they got started about ideologies, things that I didn't even talk to her about yet. I didn't know where she was going with it. And I'm eager to see, because this is really what the foundation, what the studio is all about, is to bring these thoughts forward. So what better place than inside the artist's mind to display
Great.
that talent?
I'm eager to hear.
My kind of art? Oh, thank you for that. I'm glad I make you proud. It's nice to hear it.
So what is your kind of art?
Well, I do like digital media and film specifically. I already have my associate's degree in television broadcasting. That's where I originated. Then I explored film and now content creation towards social media. So that's what I like to bring here specifically.
I always like to ask people, at what age did you feel that you were drawn to something like that?
For me, I was like 15.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
15. Why 15?
I had just got introduced to like Korean music. Like I don't know if you know about K-pop and stuff like that. It was like what it like embraced. Like I loved music, but I didn't know how much I love music. My path started on radio, so that's why I like this studio a lot. They focus a lot on radio here, and that's how I learned about Korean music and stuff like that. So I knew I was like, oh, I got to be a part of the industry because this looks so fun. So yeah. I didn't understand it, but I like to understand the process of it, you know, and then I could look up the lyrics too. But it was more like the process, because the songs were so like
so
articulated.
it was the music that drew you into the business?
Yes, I started off there. Like I went to technical school in high school, and I got my sound production certification
And you
as
mentioned
well.
design too.
Yeah, sound design as well. Yeah,
Oh,
it was more
okay.
certificate driven than degree.
Okay, now as far as music, are you a singer?
I wouldn't say that. I used to play the violin and piano. That was
Used
long
to?
retired. Yeah, long retired now. I grew up
Retired. Wow, listen to that.
middle school and high school, for lack of better words.
Not that long ago. I mean,
Lack of better
sure to
words.
surprise
I
us
don't
all.
play anymore. Yeah, but it was what really drew me into this art.
Okay,
It's all
so
different forms.
so tell us, what is it that you're really doing now, and why do you enjoy it so much?
Right now, I definitely like the fact that I could produce a show here and be allowed to produce a show that's under my jurisdiction and my viewpoint. So that's like the most thing I'm grateful for, because he does allow me to have the space to like make it my own,
right.
And that's why I do see a lot of success for it, because I feel like it's planned and it's in a great path right now, and I'm really like happy
So you
about
feel
it.
really
I've-
comfortable
yeah,
doing that.
Yeah,
That's-
I've even
that's
started
neat.
to
Yes.
promote it on my own
yeah.
platforms and stuff.
I
because
always
do
say if
see
you're
it.
following your passion, everything seems to follow and falls into place.
Yeah,
But
no,
yes, yeah.
I feel like now after getting the chance of producing a show here, I'm confident to say that I'm a
Right,
producer
right.
and try to get jobs like that.
Right,
And that's
right.
like the main point of being at an internship like this.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that confidence, like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. Don't you worry, you know?
Uh-huh.
But-
Well, that's great. That's great. So, so do you have any aspirations as to where you want to go, or
that is still like on the loading. I feel like I am quite a spiritual person, so my goal is to really figure out how I can combine my spiritual aspirations and like heal the world, as well as combine that with my love for videography and media.
Wow,
That's
that's
kind of my
big
topic,
aspiration.
so-
Yeah, and that's what we do here, and that's why
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
so happy to
yeah,
like
yeah.
learn about this studio and how many spiritual shows that are actually here. So it's like helping me understand how I can reach the community through digital media, you know.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I have my own brand. I talked to him about it way long ago, but I'm still like working on its presence, you know. But I would rather get its full like brand values first before I
Yeah.
even try to push it out and launch it yet, you know. Because I feel like it's a part of me, and I'm
Isn't
figuring
it
out who I
wonderful
am.
to wake
you
up
know?
every morning and feel happy? If you're
Oh
doing
yeah,
what you're
I'm
doing,
very,
I
very.
say, yeah.
I feel very
Yeah,
purpose driven.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
purpose driven.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're
commit.
happy with what you do, it's not work.
Yeah, that's why I like to be here too, because it's like this is my workplace, but they can go by like that because of how much we're doing related to what I love. You know, that's why I don't mind coming here twice a week, every week. Almost half a year now. It's been like 6,
Really?
7 months now. I've been here.
Time goes
She's
by.
very good. It's funny because everybody in here is like a racehorse. Some run faster than others, but you can't keep these racehorses in barns. And I had my push and tug with Danielle. I'll be very honest because I hadn't seen her speed here, and I got talented kids in here. I got G-Man, I got Josh, I got Gato. I have a lot of talented kids in here, but she's at a different speed. And by speed, I mean how people work with her, how she attracts other light, how she is able to work a production because she gets to put people in places that need to be done. They may complain, they may say, whatever, but they do it.
Right.
And it works. And you have to sort of tip your hat when it works. At the beginning, I was scared to death
Right.
because
Yeah,
I was
'cause
afraid.
We didn't know each other too well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like teamwork. That's how you get to know each other.
But she's right. But
know?
you need to have your teamwork follow you, and they follow her. Now, if you look at the sets, everybody's copying some of the sets that she's created. She'll sit there, she'll get the feel for it, like you did with Nanette yesterday. It's a whole different level of production, which is really nice to look at.
Would you say, Danny, that you're kind of a take charge person?
Yeah, I do see myself as a leadership role.
I was just
don't-
going to say, you have that inner confidence, and that makes, and it
Yeah.
shows
because I like
you're-
to bring people together doing
Yeah.
what they know that they're good at as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
seeing
you can
things
see
they-
that in other people and
Well,
kind of
that's
bring
the
that
first
out of
thing
them,
I
right?
do
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
If a new producer comes in here, ask them first question, what is your draw, and like what are you drawn to?
Right.
What do you know you're good at, and what is something you want to learn you're good
Uh-huh.
to be good at? That's what I always ask all of them. So I know, okay, I'm not gonna put you in front of the camera to work it unless you
Right.
want to. That's different. But
Right,
if
yeah,
you
I've found that to
that's
be
not
true.
what you came here to do. That's cool. There's
Right.
nothing against that. Like
Yeah.
I don't personally like to be like a host too often, but I know I can try to, because I want to be my own voice or my own
Right,
brand.
right.
So what's better not with sitting with people that are comfortable with being hosts. you
Right.
know? So be around the
And
people you want to be like.
it's my job to put her in front of a camera, and I think she should do more in front of a camera. I think she's good at it.
Yeah.
I think that when she gets more comfortable at it, she's going to be even better
That's really
at it.
what it is.
You
It's
have a
like
very
I'm
good
confident
presence.
about
You
it.
Yeah.
do.
I'm confident about it, but it's just like an imposter syndrome. I'm just like,
But you're very confident. You're confident in what you're doing, and
Yeah.
that comes over in the camera.
That's the-
I hate
So-
listening
That's the important
to,
thing.
to my voice played back.
Yeah.
Ugh, like I could watch
But
it.
you get
I
used
think
to
that's a
it.
universal
Yeah.
thing, It's
You
not
think?
just you. It's like, your
I
voice
think Freddie
doesn't
loves
sound
hearing his voice.
your voice doesn't sound the same to you as it does when you hear it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know too many people saying, wow, I love my voice. I've never heard
Well,
that.
it's also like the more you practice speaking, then you find the tone of voice that you want to
And you just get used to it after a while.
I feel like you have a lovely
yeah,
tone of
yeah.
voice too, like, with your
I didn't
image,
think
it
when I
works
first
good.
heard myself, oh my goodness me. But
felt
you get used
so-
to it. Yeah.
yeah. I can imagine that. You too, right?
I guess we hear each other.
But there are times that I'm driving in my car and a show is on the radio and I hear myself. But I don't listen to myself. What I listen to is the funnies or the things that are being said. My voice is my voice. It is what it is. We don't all hear our voices until you hear it played back to you.
Right. When you hear it played back, it's different. I mean, it took me a long time to get used to whatever my voice is, but
I guess we hear our voices differently, but we
Oh, yeah.
we don't know.
oh yeah.
Exactly.
It is, but the entertainment part of is people want to work with you, people want to learn from you,
Right.
people will copy you. You know how
Uh-huh.
they say copy is the best thing somebody can say about you,
Compliment, really.
best compliment they can say
Mm-hmm.
about you, and that's the difference. This is a giant learning facility. In here, people come, they learn, they push, they stretch, and then I take it and I push it further. I stretch it further. I say to her, come on, we're going to do this show. She says, no, I'm going to eat. No, you can eat later. You're going to eat after you do
I
this.
got to eat. I got to eat a little.
But the object of the game is that when she looks at this, she's going to come to the realization she's not bad. She's really pretty good. And the more she does it, the better. I remember when the two of you first started working together, you didn't know each other.
No,
No, we didn't. We
We-
just
we
kind of
got-
met,
yeah.
and then we
we
started.
actually met before in that.
Yeah, it was at
assisted living,
at a thing,
yeah,
and and then we shortly after that started working together, and it was like kind of getting to know each other and
Right.
and working that way, and
But I think there's a certain amount of chemistry with anything. It just goes together. If you have that chemistry with each other, you passion again. You're going to be successful.
Like-minded people work together even if they don't know each other.
exactly, yes, yeah.
Well, it's amazing to watch it at a younger age from us, to watch it unfold, because they're still learning and growing, going in. They're going into different pockets. And hopefully this year I'm going to put them in even more uncomfortable situations to be successful, not to be a failure. Don't worry about doing something you've never done before, because that's just fear for the first 30 seconds. After that, it's old hat. So this is why I want her to do more shows in the front. They have a podcast that they're working on, a simulcast that they're working on for the foundation. And I'm really excited about that because everybody's going to have a play in this thing. And I want to see how they fit in it. And the girl that's putting that together is also new. She's come from a university up in West Palm. She's new to the gig. She does radio up there. And I want to see how they make it work, because I've seen it from the outside in, and I want the rest of the world to notice it. That's what it really comes down to. That's why I love Inside the Artist's Mind, because inside a mind of an artist is always different. The way you do your thing, the way you do your thing, your show on Mondays, more and more people are joining us, which is amazing.
Right.
The demographic of it. Vic from South Florida Radio today was on the show. I've known Vic 3 years. He's never done a show. But more people are beginning to notice. They notice the sets. They notice the things that you do. They're going to notice this interview. Just got to keep rolling with it, keep growing with it, and make it better.
That's what I love too about this show, because it's inside the artist's mind. It's more like inside someone's perspective of their view of the world.
Exactly.
Right,
Because
And
everybody
it's,
has
it's never
their
the
own.
same for two,
That's the cool
for
part
two
about this
people,
show.
and that's what we're trying to show here, is that there
No
are
two
so
people are
many
the same.
different kinds of creative people, and it doesn't all have to be just actors or singers or something. It can be in so
The
many
normal,
ways.
because
And
art
the
is
fun
everything.
part about it is when you look back later on, maybe in a year or two, and with this interview that you've done now, you can see how much you grow into something and you change.
I know, I'm just like,
But that's neat. It's nice to have that.
You know, it's like a video
Yeah.
diary, and
Yeah.
that's what I like too
That's
about your
beautiful.
show. 'Cause
Exactly.
You guys
That's
have
exactly.
your own shows that you
Yes,
have
yeah,
video diaries
yeah.
of.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what they are.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And that's what we like about it. And we've met so many very interesting people on this show that are just so creative, and all the different things that they've done from all different types of
Yeah,
work
yeah.
and anything that they can do to create, and it's just fascinating on how they do it, to get into their mind a little bit.
agree.
And
And the thing is, really,
completely
when
agree.
you say in the mind of an artist, which obviously involves a lot of different professions, we're an artist, but deep down, there is something that everybody has in common when that, even if you're,
Yep.
if you're a chef or you paint, there is something, and again, it goes back to passion. You're drawn and driven to do whatever that is. And it's usually a little unique. Everybody's very unique in what they do.
Right,
But the
right. I
feeling
mean-
is the same. That drive is the same.
you never meet two people, creative people, who are exactly the same.
That's what I was trying to say.
I know,
Yeah.
because they all have a little different intake and on what they do, and then how they
Right.
create and what they create.
It's
and so-
fascinating, though, isn't it, when you hear your side of the story and we're interviewing you, and it's so, you never quite know what someone's going to say, but that's fascinating, yeah.
I like this aspect that you have to set up this shot. You have to set up for them to deliver as cleanly as possible. And when you listen to them talk to each other, you can hear the mind think it's rolling. Now, there's some things that I'm working on right now to take you guys on a Friday venue again. We're going to be on an outside venue. There's going to be 60 companies at this venue in a restaurant. And we're going to set it up where you guys are going to be doing your show, and we're going to handpick different people to do segments, maybe 4 of them, 10 minutes long. And the reason that I never tell you who it's going to be, because I always thought that if I take this show on the road, restaurants in different areas,
Yeah.
and I'm able to take people out of the audience and have you interview them,
Oh, sure.
you got to be able to do that cleanly.
Yeah.
But I like that, though. I like the surprise element. It's, I do a lot of ad-libbing, and I enjoy that. It's because otherwise you start to prepare a little bit, and everybody's different.
Yeah,
Especially with
and-
this show, when you prepare thinking
Yeah.
it's going to be the same as the last person, but it can be
Oh,
totally
no,
different.
no two of our shows are the same. I mean, it's because it's spontaneous, and we never really know. And I don't think
Right.
there's a lot of shows that are really going like that, where right off the cuff.
Right,
And
right.
we don't have a script here, so this is just what we're doing.
We have also,
I didn't know you were doing an event.
we're actually building up a few events for the foundation. And one of them, we're going to be down at the Ford restaurant in where is it?
I have such
Fort
an idea
Lauderdale.
for this show to take on the road
Well,
for a specific location.
But this is why I created this out of my mind, because I want to have an on the road show. As a matter of fact, they may be places that I may send them with a crew and do an on the road show with a crew and bring in their demographic, bring in that lure in restaurants and things of that nature. We're working on 3 or 4 different ideas. We experimented at one time in Lake Worth,
Right.
and it was a success.
Uh-huh.
And they brought out Mama
Yeah, I just
Ali and
go with the
everybody
flow.
else.
Right?
Way to
Yeah.
go.
Wherever they,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go wherever you tell me
Yeah.
is the next place.
We were
And,
just talking about that, actually, going on
and
the road.
that's
yeah.
a fun part. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just have fun.
Well, it's interesting because the aspect is that sometimes businesses want to be on the show. They can't be here. So we go to
Right.
them,
Right.
and we hold a crew, and we go in that direction. But Thursday and Fridays are going to be the days that I've picked to do this with, and simply because she's here. And she doesn't know that, because I've never said that to her. I mean, this is the first time on the air that I've said it to her. I do know talent. Trust me when I tell you that. I do know talent. And it isn't that they can't. They can. But there's a different delivery that Danny brings that I need to pull it off.
Also, the parties are on Thursday and Fridays.
Well, and she makes people
The
feel
best party
comfortable.
days.
She makes people feel comfortable. And the art of selling a show to the public, it has to be smooth. There can't be
Right.
too many wrinkles.
And I think that's what we do on this show, because we are both kind of laid back, and we try to make everybody who's here feel very comfortable in just talking to us and not feeling uptight about that we're going to
Right,
hit them with
right.
anything. And it's just very laid back kind of
Casual,
atmosphere.
Very laid back and casual.
Yeah.
And that puts people at ease. I mean, if they feel like they're being put on the spot, they'll tense up a
you
little
guys are
bit.
very
Yes,
comfortable. Yeah.
absolutely.
I've
Yeah.
been around you guys for a while.
Yeah,
now,
you
so-
have.
Yeah,
Comfortable.
yeah. I mean, you know us. We're
I'm welcome to.
You know
I'm
what we
open.
are is what we are.
Right.
And
But today I got to run that too. We had them on the set, and then we had Morse Life that showed up, and Lucky was here. I mean, Janet was here because Don is in Washington. So there was a lot of interchanging parts. And I'm gonna watch that film. I'm gonna watch this film because what I want to do is I want to do more of that. So let's say that
Yeah.
we're in a restaurant and there's 5 companies there, and I go, okay, I don't care the amount of time. It could be 50 minutes. It could be 40. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I want you to interview these 5 different
Right,
people,
okay.
Right.
and you have to be able to do it on the fly.
right, and what it comes down to, I think, is adaptability.
Yeah.
You know, that we're able to take
Right.
whatever
And
is
it's
coming.
putting someone at ease. When you first meet them, if you can put them at ease, then
Yeah,
it's fine.
I just talked to them 5 minutes. I'm ready to
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Well, it was also Vic had said to me, "You guys make it seem so easy," and that's the name of the game: is to make a
Exactly.
guest feel like it's so easy.
Right.
Not that it is. I mean, you're living tribute to it isn't. You should see how long it takes to set up the angles and the shots. And sometimes you do it and you see, oh, I could have done this better. It does happen. But the bottom line here is you pull it off. You do the best you can with what you have, and you go from there.
The goal is for it to be done and not have to be perfect because I feel like a lot of people are perfectionists.
Yeah, then it doesn't
I'm-
work
yeah,
because you're
no,
putting
that-
too much thought into it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean,
it could be
yeah.
great, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because great is still
And the only
wonderful, you
person
know?
that will notice that it's not perfect is yourself
Exactly.
or whoever, right?
That's what I
correct.
try
Yeah,
to.
but it doesn't matter because perfection is not what we're looking for. That's not what you want to really have. It's just the best that people are able to give of themselves, and I think that's.
Yeah.
And film work is an art. Doing film work is an interpretation of what you see. And everybody's interpretation is different. Hers is different from mine, which is different from his. And you're trying to capture the best interpretation that more of the general audience will accept. That they see it, they understand it. They understand where you came from and what direction you're going to. There's a lot of things that take place in doing one of these. From the color correction to the lighting correction,
Right.
and different aspects that we are now after so many years, 5 years of being here, that we're approaching. We're doing soft lighting. We're doing different things. I'm even talking about maybe changing the light sphere in here, where we're going to raise the lights off the floor, which is a different angle. Lighting works by angles. So there's a lot to be coming that's coming on these shows. And we're going to change them up a little bit to change the view of it. Same thing with Sally's show. I'm thinking of doing Sally's show actually in Studio B because I like the coziness of Sally's show.
Yeah,
I think
it's really.
That's why I've always been drawn to here, other than when I first started to do
Right.
it on the stage. There
Right.
is a certain feel of like a round table type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people just feel like they're.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
like we're in somebody's living room talking.
Yeah,
Right,
that's what I like
exactly,
about
yes,
the
yes,
transformation
yes,
of
yes.
Studio.
That's nice.
well, she had a lot to do with Studio B. It was her, G-Man. They
That was true teamwork.
they painted it. They put
Amazing.
it together.
Painted it
She hung the
Yeah.
art.
Took about a week.
Yeah,
That's,
there
you did a
was,
great job.
It's great. It's
Very
wonderful
good.
how
Yeah, it's
you
great.
how you set that up. And I'm not saying that because my art is there. I'm just saying it because I just like the
It's a
whole.
clean
It's a
set.
cozy, comfortable
Yeah.
feeling.
It's a
is
different
with
feel.
Someone's living
Here
room.
it is the same. I like this. Well, I do
Yeah.
my show here every week, so maybe
Yeah.
I'm just used to it. But there is a certain comfortability, though.
But I want to, because there's a sense of when you ask Sally questions about yourself, about what she does, you got to have that sense of trust. And that room, it seems like we do the morning show in there, and everything in the world is talked about in there. They come out.
It feels like we're in your living room, you and Dawn.
But they
hanging
come out
still.
with, but that's the feel. That's the feel that we came up with when she put it together, and they helped her do it. And I didn't interfere at all. I didn't even pick up a paintbrush because I want to be able to say, like I'm saying today, they did it. That was their
It's an
fingerprint.
energy that you attract, actually, and you feel it. It's hard to describe it, really, but it's an energy.
I'll never forget those days.
Yeah,
Well, it was fun putting it together, and then from that field now the spillover is how do we change things here? So the stage and the piano were changed, and I've been asking for somebody to, for them to send me a piano player, and we had a new producer that came from FAU yesterday. Were you here?
Yeah,
he was
had a
playing.
beautiful performance.
Piano
That's
player,
someone
yeah.
he's coming on the show.
Yeah,
sure.
he
Great.
definitely.
That's one of those, the evolution here
Yes.
is just incredible. I mean, how much in such a short time you've been able to really, change things into your vision.
Well, I'm gonna have him play during your show, before your show.
Oh, that's neat.
He's gonna play. He's gonna play for us as well. He's coming in on Tuesday. The deal is that he wants to sing. He's a singer,
He's a singer. Oh,
and he plays the guitar. He plays the piano.
He's a talented guy.
So we're gonna find out just how good he is, and then I'm gonna talk to him about playing the piano. So on your segments, there's in and outs, things of that nature, because I think that music is required on sets. And I begged them to put together a band. I begged them to play. I begged them to sing. She sings and she won't sing
Yeah.
in public.
I don't sing. I sing
yeah.
to myself.
And,
Sure.
and the same with Dawn. She sings, right? And,
Dawn won't sing in
She won't
public.
sing.
She's also an artist, Dawn.
Yeah.
And she won't. She
I
won't.
sing, but you never ever want to hear me sing.
Now you're British. You're singing.
No, I
European
can't
style is
sing.
different. No, when he can. But if you sing, everybody should sing. Again, you won't know if something works if you
Until
don't try it.
I was just going to say, until you try
Yeah,
it, because then
always-
you may be missing out on something when you
and
say,
if
I
it doesn't
can't
work,
do that.
okay. But if it
Because-
does, you never know until you really.
Yeah,
That's what I
so
meant.
it's
Give it a
good
shot.
to encourage somebody, I think. They'll say, well, I can't do that. So I'll say, how do you know you can't do it? You need to try. And
Yeah,
trying.
I mean, like people were talking on the show today. We're talking, and people said, "I can't draw a straight line." I said, "Get a ruler." Yeah,
that was funny because I used to
there's
say
ways
that.
of doing things.
I used to hold
say
the
that.
pencil from the wrong end, so I'm erasing lines.
Oh, you're erasing it. Okay.
Cool.
But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of creativity. The new year offers a chance for us
New
to
beginnings.
do things. Yep. Opening up new studios on the outside, taking shows on the road, sending them on the road. It's not about Dawn and I.
It's opened my eyes, actually, by doing this, because here I do my show, which I've been doing now for quite a long time, on a Monday. But I really didn't think of all the things that the lighting. I mean, I know one day I was feeling that great, so I said, could you put a lower lighting on my face? Which, of course, you can, but I just said that. I didn't know that you could. So I think it's kind of neat. I'm learning a lot.
There are so many elements. There's so many
Yeah,
elements involved
exactly.
in this whole process. I mean, I have a degree in TV broadcasting,
Right.
And so I mean, I learned all of that, and this is from years ago,
Right.
But it's still the same basic principles, only just a lot of changes
Right.
due to
As with anything.
technical
Right,
things.
right,
But
yes. Yeah.
And you guys are artists, and you have your own artwork. The way you do things differently. I've known you longer than I've known Sally, and I understand.
But I kind of made up for that. You see a lot of me,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's not that at all. Not enough of you. Not enough. I think that the elements to the studio, what makes it different, it's the people in it,
Right.
the people that come along, the opportunity. I mean, we were voted #1 studio in Boca,
That's amazing.
and the #1 show in Boca, and I'm proud of that. I've been doing this a long time, and to have Vic, to be honored to have Vic be on the show today, and to stay there and to tell us his life. That's one of those bucket lists. Same thing with Mama Ali. Mama Ali was the first remote we ever did, that I ever did in 20 years. I took her to a boxing ring up in Del Rey, and she agreed to do it. The place was so packed, they were standing outside.
really,
Really?
wow.
It was standing outside. It was so packed. She opened it up. Teddy produced that show with us. There was a bunch of kids in there. And it opened my eyes that if you do it right, man, they will come. And if they show up, now it's up to you what you want to do with it. And that's why I love this lady, because I think she has an eye, and not that I don't think they do. I think they're all great. But everybody's built a little bit differently.
Uh-huh.
Well, everybody
And-
is unique, really. So when all that
Yeah.
uniqueness blends
That's
together,
right.
it makes the perfect show.
I think when you combine different personalities, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I think that the personalities that we've got going right now, I think
Right.
is a very good
A lot
You know,
of new
combination.
things are said to
The
come.
vibe.
Well, thank you guys for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us again. Absolutely.
So anyway, I think it's time that we're going to wrap up. But I hope everybody enjoyed our show today, and I think we've learned a lot. And every week we want you to keep coming back and seeing more creative people and what they do. And please, if you have an opportunity to get in touch with us, if you create anything, I don't care what it is, it can be rubber ducks. But you can create anything and just give us a call. And our number here is 1-888-994-4995. And right now we're in Studio A, I think.
Yes, we're in.
And we would love to hear from you. So until we see you next week, have a great time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Inside the Artist Mind. We hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week as we explore more about the artist's passions and inspirations.